Can I just talk about that a little bit?
Yeah.
Cause like Tanner,
Yeah.
I hired you based on a golf game, right?
Yeah.
Like we, strangers and started talking, and the next thing, 3 days later you started working here. But, the circle of influence sometimes we forget, and in the slow months, it's just so important, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to date myself here because I'm the oldest person in the room, but, we didn't have social media. We didn't have the internet when you guys were selling cars. So Brent, you might have heard this story, but it was called, my boss said it wasn't a day off. It was a day on the road. Well, I took that literally. I was like, well, what do you mean? He goes like, when you're not here, you're prospecting. And it really stuck with me. So like, I literally was a keener. I was your age. I was like, I would, if I went for coffee, I was like talking to the server and trying to give out my cards. And then I actually went on the road in a car and started hitting like other businesses and stuff. Now that was maybe a little extreme nowadays. Like, on the road, you don't get a day off, right? So it might not go over as well, but the mindset should still be there. Like where you're eating, where you're buying your groceries, where you're getting your gas, all these things, guys. You can start making relationships with the businesses you're doing and start, and that's where you're going to get the 1 or 2 extra deals when it's slow. The repeats, Brent's obviously, gets a lot of repeats because he's been doing it for so long. But once you get people in patterns, right? And, a lot of us aren't calling our customers we've sold in the last year, but most of them have 2 cars. Most of them have 2 cars, Matt. We didn't even think of that. We sold them a car 3 months ago, so we've taken them out of the buying cycle. Well, guess what? When when a husband buys a car, chances are they do it, within 6 months to a year of the other one. For sure. So that's where we got to say, okay, I look at my customer list. How many have I sold a car to in the last year that I know drive second cars that probably are going to be looking? And you just got to reach out to them. And sometimes it's just, we have so much time on our hands because our fresh traffic isn't as good. And that's when you're reaching out to your current customers, just talking to them and saying, hey, how's it going? What about the snow? And then starting to touch base with them and then, having conversations with them. I think, we're forgetting, sometimes we're so robotic on, all these things that we forgot how to like build relationships with the customers. And that's how you're going to get, Brent, how many repeats did you sell last month? Out of your 20 some? Yeah. So he's at 40, 50% repeats, right?